It's been quite a long kind of roll into this fight, not just the fact that it's been announced with a good lead time, but it's something you've been thinking about for a while, something we've been expecting for a while.
Yeah.
How does it feel now it's here?
Yeah, it feels, like you say, kind of the start of this year was kind of when we were talking about it actually happening. So now it's here. It wasn't really a surprise. It was almost expected, but finding out the card and the event that it was going to be on was probably what was the biggest part of that, and like the most surreal bit and exciting part was that it was going to be on such a big stage, on such a good card, a history-making fight, and that was just, you know, really amazing, and I felt really proud to be able to be part of that and to be doing this fight here.
Boxing's an unusual sport in, well, lots of ways really, but one is that we make our own fixtures, and you'd always hope that a night like this will come and that it'll be the first of many, but nothing is guaranteed.
No.
So do you, in advance of weeks like this, do you think about how you're going to try and approach the week and visualise the week as well as the fight? Because this is a big occasion, and the one thing you want to make absolutely sure doesn't happen is that you have any kind of regrets.
Yeah, 100%. It's like, we all know with all these sort of commitments through the week and stuff, they can be really tiring. And I'm lucky in that I've been around these kind of weeks. I've been to Saudi and obviously not been part of the fight week, but I've been around it, so I kind of know what to expect. And also, you know, I know the guys behind the cameras that have been here and do it, and getting advice from them and just saying, like, take it easy. If you need a break, have it. You know, you're not obligated to do anything, and just listen to your body in that sense, and do what's right for me in this week as well. As much as this bit's all really exciting, just sort of take it easy as well, and just know the fight's the important bit. Make sure you're rested and you have energy for Saturday night.
Because you're trying to peak for this 1 hour, aren't you? And it's easy for us looking in to think, well, you're a professional, you're at the highest level, there's resources, there's science now, all of these things. It's easy to think that that can be guaranteed, but it isn't, is it? In a way, you kind of hope that you wake up on Saturday morning feeling absolutely tip-top, but what you can do during the week is everything you can to try and make that happen.
Yeah, exactly. You know, things don't always go to plan, and if I'm being completely honest, in my last fight, the night before the fight, I actually got no sleep. And then I was on really early, so I was trying to battle those demons and like, right, okay, I'm not going to have that long. I've got a half hour where I can nap, and I've had 3 hours, 2 hours sleep the night before. What can I do to make sure that I still perform really well in the ring? And so I've been through it, and I know things don't always go to plan, and I have things to help. But I know that I can get through anything because it happens. Sometimes these things happen. You've got to be able to roll with it. So that's what I just do. I just roll with anything that goes, basically.
Are you taking the approach that this is just another fight? That's what people do sometimes. And of course, in a sense, it is. There'll be a ring, a referee, an opponent. The rules will be the same. Or are you building this up in your own head as being not just another fight because it's bigger?
Maybe a little bit of both. For me, it is just another fight in the sense that from the start, like we've always said, we've treated every camp like it was the biggest fight. It was for a world title, so in that sense it feels just the same as the other ones. But at the same time, you can't help but know that it is actually for the world title now, and it's on such a big stage. But I feel like I quite like that. I like having those bigger fights and feeling like I've got a tougher test in front of me and things like that, 'cause that's what I do it for. I do it to be the best. And it's a fight like this that's going to show that I am the best.
What do you think about her? Yeah, you've had a lot of time to think about her. I mean, do you think about her? Do you leave your team to do that? Or do you like to kind of zone in on the opponent? And as for the kind of problems she might pose you, what are your general thoughts?
Yeah, I don't really think much about my opponents. I leave that to the team. They'll watch them, come with the game plan, and I just focus on me and what I do really well and what I do best, and just go out there and think about what I do, because I can control that. Can't control what my opponent or their team does, but as long as I'm listening to my team, they have the plan, and I'm focused on me. in that plan. That's what's important, and that's why I think each fight I get better and better, because I'm improving myself each time. It's not for this opponent that I'm doing something, because to me, as much as my coaches have that, I'm just doing it for myself in that sense.
Do you find it interesting though to kind of just have a little glance sometimes at how other people just go about things in terms of how they approach it mentally? Because she seems to like to put pressure on herself. She's talking about becoming one of the best female fighter of all time, future undisputed. She got herself announced as by Thomas Treiber at the press conference. I mean, do you look at things like that and think, okay, that's not me, but you're inviting a lot of pressure on yourself doing that?
Yeah, like I say, that's other people. Like for me, we're only human. Of course, I look at my opponents and have a look at little bits, but I don't watch them and obsess and try and see what they're doing. Like I say, when it comes to their fights and stuff like that, leave that to my coaches. I think if you want to put that sort of pressure on yourself, then that's up to you, you know. I believe it's going to be me coming out the winner. And like I say, I'll focus on me doing that. And I don't need to put some false bravado out there to try and see like I'm really confident and make myself believe it, because I know it. I don't need to tell everyone, I know it.
Do you think that's what she's doing?
Yeah, 100%.
You don't think the confidence for her is real?
No.
What makes you think that?
Because I've seen her body language when we're in person, and that's not the body language of someone that's actually confident.
Interesting. The historical aspect of this is significant. Ram already boxed on the Usyk AJ undercard, but that was in Jeddah, so this is the first Riyadh season fight with female fighters. Is that, I mean, how much do you think about that kind of thing? Is it just a nice detail, something you look back on, not something you really think about now?
Yeah, I think so. I think after the event and when it all sort of hit you, what's gone on and like the history, and you're in the history books and stuff like that, I think that's when it all really hit me, what I've actually achieved. But I think because there's still the fight at hand, that's what I'm focusing on. I'm focusing on, you know, this camp was just, okay, I've got a fight and I'm going to train and focus on that, and that's exactly what I did.
Okay, final one. I have to ask this.
Yeah.
What's going to happen on Saturday night?
You'll see Skye having to fight for the first time, because she's not going to be able to get away from me. And I think I'm going to unravel her on the night, and it'll come away with a Raven Chapman win, whether that's within those 10 rounds or not. There's no other way it's going.